Guys and gals, my name is NekoFluttershy. Welcome to a video. I'm here with an asshole named DJ fucking Judson. Yeah, that guy.
What's up, people?
Ooh. So, because I have been on a fucking roll with what seems to be videos that will piss off people. Let's go with the ultimate.
Yeah, and I'm in one name.
Yeah. Let's go with the ultimate pissing off people video power thing.
So really piss people off.
Exactly. Now, yeah, yeah. If you guys and gals thought that me talking shit about, religion was bad, ho, you don't know shit, guys and gals. You truly don't, because I'm about to talk about politics. Oh, yes.
So all the parents who are against video games and everything are about to put in the comments.
Oh.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, how about you grow a fucking pair and just stop bitching about things that you don't know anything about. Alright? But, I fucking hate politics, and I don't really understand. I do know why we have it, but I don't understand why it still exists in the same form that it does.
For a while, like when I was younger with the news, I was like, okay, they're helping out the world, cool.
Yeah.
And then, over time, I'm just looking at it.
It's gotten worse.
It's literally the same shit repeating over and over.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Even if we don't watch it, we just know it. What
yeah.
the hell has changed?
I mean, I kind of noticed that too. Back in the day when, I was younger, back when I was still in, I guess you could say middle school. Obviously I was a kid, so
yeah.
I didn't give two shits about, what was going on in the world, what was going on in the news. But now that
I didn't give a shit about news back then, nor do I give a shit about now. Sure, there's times where I do sit and I'll just watch it.
I mean, depending on the subject matter. Like, if they were talking about,
like, there's things I agree, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds ridiculous, It doesn't mean we don't agree with things with the government and other politicians. It's just like, we're talking about politicians as a whole, like just how it is and how much corruption is in it. But there are things that we would say, like, yeah, we agree on it,
Exactly.
Good job, people.
Now, yeah. I mean, one thing I fucking despise about politics, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree, is how divided we all are. America is a place, and this world as a whole is a place where we should all come together, regardless of race, religion, regardless of political viewpoints.
Exactly. Like, imagine if everyone was rich and everyone can build businesses and shit. Like,
exactly.
That'd make the world even more.
Yeah. But now, and in general, politics is one of those things. You talk about it, oh, I'm Democrat, oh, I'm Republican, and all of a sudden, everybody's at each other's throats for no reason. And that's one thing I really hate about it. And it's even worse.
We have gotten better on console Doom Eternal. No, it hasn't yet.
Uh-oh. But yeah, and also
still glitches all over the place.
Yeah, but also, and you think it's bad in reality, right? And I guess technically some people would say that the internet is reality because everybody, uses it nowadays. But what I'm going on about here is the internet is worse when it comes to, politics as a whole and political events. Because I have a few friends that swing both ways. I have some friends that swing, left side, Democrat, and then people that are on the right with Republican. I have people that are third party. I am technically third party because I just didn't really, especially this time around, because I didn't like the choices that were given. I don't want to see Trump succeed at all. I think he's a sack of shit that needs to fucking die in a hole and die in general because he's a racist sack of shit that is against everybody that is not himself, who only cares about himself, and basically is a giant fucking prick and then some. But that's a story for another day at some point. But, by me saying that thing exactly by saying, oh, Donald Trump is the worst president we've ever had. Next thing you know, I got people, I mean, I've even had this happen on the line before. I say, oh, Trump sucks. And then next thing you know, you got a bunch of Trump supporters. Even if I just say, oh, this is just my opinion, don't get too ass hurt. You know, people will. They'll be like, oh, you don't like our Lord and Savior. And these people will go as far as to call him our Lord and Savior. Really, people? How stupid are you to believe a fucking idiot like that can possibly...
build, I guess, the wall, but how's that gonna really keep out Mexicans? And why? What's the point of that wall?
Exactly.
We're gonna get the whole stealing jobs and everything, but what's that gonna make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, they can hold down and they can make a tunnel.
Or fly over
to
our state.
And you know, what... And what the fuck does it...
I get how Trump is, you know, like he was actually trying to do some things, but
really. And honestly,
especially hate mainly from Trump is blaming on buying some video insurance.
Yeah,
so
I actually heard something. Yeah, I actually heard something the other day that, you know, he wanted to get rid of video games as a whole. Yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why would you do that? Why are you so stupid?
Yeah,
but you know, and also,
said that before too. So how recent was that?
I read something on, I guess you could say it was Twitter, a few days ago. But I'm not really sure how true it is. But knowing him, that's not a stretch. That's not far from something that he would say and do. But
do you realize how many companies are gonna make bankrupt? Yeah,
and not only that, but do you have any idea what that would even mean? Because he wants to basically get rid of the First Amendment. Because by banning video games, you're getting rid of the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech and rights and everything like that. So yeah. Exactly. You know, I can make a video game right now if I knew anything about it, how to make video games. If I knew how, I'd make a video game about Trump. I'd be like, you know what, this guy sucks ass, and make a mockery out of him more so than he already has himself. And because of that...
Or make a game called Assassinate Trump.
Yeah.
Instead of Assassinate Hitler, Assassinate Trump. Maybe put that as a mod.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure if I made a mod like that or a video game like that, I'm sure I would probably get my ass fucking fucked. Because someone's gonna play that game and then actually attempt it in reality, and then they're gonna be like...
Imagine it's Trump played it.
Uh-oh. He'd be killing himself then.
Yeah, but wait, why are you playing games, Trump?
Yeah, games? Yeah, and you should be... You know, you should be doing your propaganda trying to do shit. But anyways, got a little bit sidetracked over there a little bit. But honestly, I really hate politics, and I don't really see what the whole point is with it. I mean, I get it. You know, politics are to help establish rules and law and whatever the fuck. And all that. But, you know, why is it this bad? Why does it have to be this bad? I mean, you know, like I said, we're all so divided now. That's one thing I really hate about politics. And this world is supposed to be a place where we can all enjoy each other's company and love each other and basically be one with each other and all that. But we're so divided now that if we try to do that, we're at each other's throats. Oh, again, you're Republican or Democrat, you're fucked up because you didn't vote for the other side. And if you vote for some other side, you're far past fucked on that end. And honestly, it makes no difference, in my opinion, who you vote for. As long as you can treat each other and me with respect and dignity, and you can respect my opinions, I'll respect yours. I don't care who you vote for personally. I don't care who you side with. If you vote for Democrat, Republican, third party, whatever, liberal, or I don't care. You know, just as long as you can respect each other. That's all I really care about. That's all we should have been doing from the very beginning. Now, with that being said, I really hate politics because of how it
and
makes.
especially with all the racism going on in the world. Imagine
Yeah.
what's that guy's name?
Martin Luther. Which one?
Yeah, Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, he'd be
No.
he'd be highly pissed right now, I'd say, if he's still alive. But the thing about it is like, I really hate politics because of how bad things are and whatever. But, there are some things that, since we do have politics, I would like to see fucking change. And again, I know I'm a useless nobody. I have, like, less than 1,000 subs. I have, like, 500 something. But that doesn't mean...
You are gaining subs, like, every day, so
yeah.
getting slowly up there.
Yeah. And, but that shouldn't really mean anything, though. It shouldn't really matter how many subs you have. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all, well, some more than others. I'm more of a Neko. I mew at things and shit like that. But you get the idea that we're all somewhat human. We have morals. We have ideas. We know what we want for our country and what we think is best for our country and world overall as a whole. And one of the things I think we need to fix is mental health. Think of how many school shootings and shootings in general, at malls and churches and other areas. Think of how much of that could be destroyed. Think of how many of those things could never have existed or never even been carried out in the first place if people actually took mental health seriously in this country.
And then the government's looking at that and they're like,
yeah.
Oh, wait.
And also, that time where that one guy, I forgot who it was, they shot up a church, and in their manifesto, I think it was, they had PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, and then some people were basically blaming PewDiePie as the one to start it because he was mentioned. Yeah, that's something you should not do. And even PewDiePie himself said, I had no say in this, I didn't do anything, that this guy was clearly out of his mind and whatever.
Wait, how did he get in that kind of situation?
Okay, so PewDiePie ended up basically, because some, that, I forgot where it was, but it was a church or mausoleum or whatever the fuck it was, basically one of those areas. And some guy opened fire, and while he was doing so, he was live streaming the event and said, subscribe to PewDiePie.
Oh,
so the guy that was shooting up the building, or, was basically saying, subscribe to PewDiePie, and that sort of thing. And there are obviously some people that's like, oh, I knew PewDiePie was satanic, I knew PewDiePie was, the worst person.
Like, really?
Yeah, just because...
mention subscribe to a person, and also, why the fuck a shooter say subscribe to PewDiePie?
Exactly.
Subscribe to PewDiePie or die? Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't really think he said and die, but basically he just wanted people to subscribe to PewDiePie,
well,
and then...
pretty much.
Yeah. Honestly, I do think that would be a part of it. But, that... I know I don't really think it happened here in the U.S., but it still could have been prevented if we took those kind of precautions more seriously than what we do here. Right now, we are treating mental health as a fucking joke. And, and that's another thing. And speaking of which, depression and suicide as a whole, that also needs to change. Because... there's a lot of people online, and in general, they're depressed as fuck, and, they don't want to share their feelings because they don't want to be called an attention whore or something like that. And so they end up killing themselves because of this and that. And as a country, we need to fix that. We need to slow down the suicide rate, or at least knock it out completely, if that is at all possible. Another thing we need to do, because of all the COVID-19 that's been happening lately, We need more stimulus checks. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you are. You can't deny what we need. We need money because more people every day, every single day that we don't get another stimulus check and we don't get paid unemployment or in general, if we don't get any amount of money at all, and I mean at all, the more people are suffering in our country. And as far as I thought here in America, we wanted what was best for our country. We wanted people to live prosperous lives. We wanted people to be happy and healthy in our own country. But no. And there's all these people that are dying, not just from COVID, but from, the fact that, they don't know what to do anymore with their life. They either kill themselves or something like, they get evicted from their house or whatever because they don't have any money. And they can't pay bills because they can't pay anything. They can't pay for food, they can't pay for shelter, they can't pay for this or that. And again, as a country, we need to look at that and be like, okay, there's something clearly needs to be done. Because there is something that needs to be done about it. We can't... Exactly. And actually, one of my favorite quotes is from a character from... Yeah, let the fucking... Yeah, let the fucking Doomslayer, aka DJ Judson, take care of it. But, one of my favorite quotes of all time from any video game ever. And honestly, yes, Fallout, as much of a joke as that game is, and the series as a whole because of Bethesda, the Vault Tech representative guy, the guy that at the start of Fallout 4 that gets your registration info, that guy, he said, and I quote, "This country has gone to heck in a handbasket." And I agree. It has. And I know that he wasn't really talking about 2020 or whatever, but just hearing him say that, it makes me think, yes, it has. And not just in the game, but in reality too. This country has gone to fucking shit. And it's mostly, I think, because of politics. Because the Democrats can't fucking work together with the Republicans when that's exactly what we need to do. It doesn't matter what side you're on at the end of the day. We need something done. And the fucking sooner the better. Because, and also, some people like me that can't find jobs as easily because not just of COVID, but because of other things, the false felony on my record, and in general, there's no jobs where I live. I have to have money somehow, not just to buy the shit that I want, because I want to get a gaming PC and that sort of thing. I want to make money and make streaming my life and my job and shit like that, but I can't because there's no money and the government isn't doing anything about it. The government, let's face it, doesn't care. And the people that do care are fighting the people that don't care, and it's, Democrat versus Republican. And, here in America, it's basically rigged. All the elections are rigged. It's either Democrat or Republican. Yeah, sure, you can run third party and you can do that sort of thing, but you're not going to get in. The odds of you actually getting into the presidency, if you're a third party or green party or something like that, is astronomically low. Because... So basically, I'm talking about how not only do we need to focus more on mental health and things like that, but we need to basically focus on everything else. We need to focus on depression and suicidal rates. We need to focus on, everything. Because... And we also need stimulus checks like fucking hell. We need it like fucking crazy. Because, like I said, the longer that we go about not having something like a stimulus check, the more people suffer. The more people will die. The more people that will honestly, not live anymore, because you've already got people getting it. Because you've already got people that are getting evicted from their houses because they can't pay money, that they can't pay for rent, they can't pay for, things like electricity and food and water and other bills that you need. And, people are getting severely fucked over because of COVID. And we need a stimulus check. We need money. And people like me that can't get jobs because, first off, there is no jobs here to begin with. Secondly, my false felony. Thirdly, COVID. It's almost impossible to find a job nowadays. So, in times like these, we need the money. I need the money. And I'm sure a lot of you guys and gals out there also need the money. And because, I mean, and you know how...
It's me. I'm working, but...
Yeah. But, what happens when... because, I mean, I keep hearing things about people...
But for other states that are like...
Yeah.
Especially California are really bad.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but another thing that is really sad is... I don't want to get a job right away, because if I do get a job, and, because I've been hearing off and on that they're going to shut down Ohio, right? So, by shutting things down, you're causing even less jobs. Which, honestly, I don't really care if you shut shit down or not. If it'll benefit...
And also, speaking of COVID, the thing that pisses me off is people who are not properly wearing their masks.
Yeah. And, okay, that's another thing. And a lot of people, speaking of that, a lot of people are quick.
I see it every day.
Yeah. A lot of people, they are quick to say, oh, this is a fucking conspiracy theory. The only reason we are forced to wear masks is because so the government can control us and the politicians can do this and that. Not really. I mean, there may be a little tiny 1 or 2%.
What the fuck?
There may be like 1 or 2 amount.
Okay, so guess what this lawyer just did? So you know the skin I have on?
Yeah.
That whitish skin kind of stuff to that other one? Okay, so he went to the helmet where it says it's software, right? He set down the regular Pixar helmet.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. And then he actually didn't put on anything because he doesn't need to put on anything.
Yeah.
It's just that he took his skin. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, that's what I was saying, again, we need to...
Somebody needs help us.
Yeah. Like I said, we need to focus on a lot of things here. And it's about time we stop fighting each other. We need to stop with all the hate. Who cares if you're a Republican or Democrat? We all need to work together to make this country truly great again. And I know that sounds like Trump because that was his motto, make America great again. But it's true. We need to fucking stop thinking about how bad each side is, especially during now. I mean, when COVID is all over and our lives get back to normal, which I don't even know if they ever will at this point because everybody's fighting and everyone's, so divided and
it's sad. It's just, it's gonna be COVID and then it's gonna be something else.
Yeah, what's next? Fucking zombie virus from Resident Evil or, the Last of Us or something like that. I mean, goddamn. And that's another thing.
Am I gonna have to fight real life clickers?
Maybe.
I hate those things.
Yeah, I hate those things too. That's like one of the worst enemies ever in video game history. Well, not as annoying as...
Annoying.
Yeah, not as annoying as like the Summoner, but still pretty fucking annoying. But yeah, I mean...
I know it's not talking, but seriously, like the clickers and the Last of Us, they latch on you, you're dead. You can't even defend yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And, it's basically, it's like and, yeah. But anyways, I digress. The thing about it is, we need to work together, especially now. So, and once all this COVID shit is over, I mean, I would prefer
And also,
if it ever ends.
another thing that is that we need to work together now is also an internal thing
Yeah.
that to all the people of Earth, to anyone listening, blah, 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 blah. And it says, it is important now more than ever that we come together. So, in return for stalemate, people.
Exactly. But another thing, I would kind of prefer that even after all this COVID bullshit that we all work together anyway, forget about Republicans and Democrats and whatever, we just all work together and who cares, right? But, I mean, we definitely need to work together now. And, to get rid of mental health issues. And also, one major thing, our justice system. When people are so divided, I don't really think we should defund all of the police. I think that we need to defund some of them because of how corrupt they are and how basically shitty they are, right? But, I don't really think that defunding them is going to do any good. Honestly. Well, not all of them. Because what happens when you do that? Well, guess what? You got a bunch of criminals up the ass doing things that they should not be doing. Even more so because there will not be any law and order. There will be nothing to stop people from doing what they want. From doing all these things that they should never have been doing in the first place. And like I said, crime will be going completely rampant and everybody's gonna go fucking start the purge 24/7. Honestly, my question to everybody that does politics, which I doubt anybody that is doing that will watch this, but if you do, and if you are, do you really want the purge to happen in reality? I honestly, I kind of do, because you get complete freedom for 24 hours. I can get as much game systems as I want in that time. I get to get some money out of the deal as well, be like, oh hey, I have like $25,000 I stole from the bank the other day because of the purge. But after that, I mean, that's just a bunch of unwanted death. That's a bunch of unwanted crime. That's a bunch of unwanted things. So, to the politicians, do you really want more people to suffer? And I know what the answer already is, because, let's face it, the government doesn't really care about us. They never really did. But they've been showing that more and more time and time again. And that's why I hate politics. Because nobody can decide on anything. We're so divided by certain subjects, and it's like, oh, what are your thoughts on racism? I think racism is cool. If you think that, you're a fucking idiot, and you're a madman first and foremost. But why is racism even an issue in the first place? It should never have been an issue to begin with. And we should fucking be done with that shit by now. And that's another thing. I want to see racism. Yeah. I want to see racism completely wiped out. There is no room for hatred in this society. And some of you may...
There's so much hatred.
Yeah. Way too much. You got a bunch of people that say, oh, only white men should exist in this world.
And if we keep continuing, and I swear to God, if I ever see a real life imp on Earth, I'm blaming it all on you.
Exactly, yeah, see some... Because I don't understand entirely why people are so stupid. Because you got people that are all for corruption. They think that, oh, black people are the devil. All they do is they do drugs and they deal narcotics and things like that and whatever, the bad kind of shit. But that's not it. I have some black people friends that are awesome people, and that they don't do drugs.
Yeah,
They're not the stereotypical black people that you see on TV and what politics will have you believe. And even even Barack Obama wasn't that way. He was a good man. He did so much good shit for the country. And honestly, I have nothing but respect for black people and the LGBT community and people that are getting hated on, people that are getting hated on in our society because politics and because of all the racism and hatred for each other. Honestly, you know, why in the fuck, and I know the answer because that would be too fucking easy, but why can't we all just get along? Why do we have to constantly fight each other about politics? Why do we have to fight, or, what our sexuality is? And I've had people call me a fucking faggot just because I like to wear dresses and that I'm gender fluid. Like, why? Why in the fuck is that even a thing? Why can't we all just come together as one big giant family on this earth?
Behold the fruits of our labor.
Yeah. But, like, why can't we just all get together, all get along together, and, be happy with each other? Just acknowledge the fact that people exist. And, honestly...
Exactly.
You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like black people or the LGBT community. I mean, it would be fine if you did. It would be preferable if you did. But just leave it at that. There's no need to try to falsely accuse them of crimes they didn't commit. There's no need to kill them. There's no need to be racist towards them. There's no need for all the hatred in our society. And I think politics are part of the reason why there's so much hatred in our society. And that's another reason why I hate politics. And honestly,
crazy.
And like I said before in this video, and I'll say it again, I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you swing one way or another. I have friends that are of all sorts. I have friends that voted, third party, Green Party, Republican, Democrat, Liberal, this and that. I have friends that vote for everybody if they wanted, but, but my friends get a lot of hate because of that. And, to recap in this video, like, I think politics as a whole is fucking stupid. Yes, I understand why it exists. I understand why we need it. But we need to fix the political and justice system that we have here.
Exactly.
We need to fix everything that is wrong with our world.
It's outdated. It's still on alpha stage.
Pretty much, yeah. And and you got a bunch of old people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, that are set in their ways, a bunch of old white people, a bunch of old white men especially, that they're like, oh, black people shouldn't be allowed to vote, oh, LGBT people don't exist, oh, if you are gay, you shouldn't be allowed to marry, oh, this and that, which again,
the thing about politics and everything, they're all like in denial.
That's not the way you should be. Sure, you may, disagree with what society is today. You may disagree about the LGBT community and all that. And that's fine. But just leave it at that. There's no need to try to ruin other people's lives or basically be a complete dick ass to these people just because they're different than you. Just because they're not the way. And there are still people that still think that the only thing women are actually good for is cooking and cleaning and making babies. That's it.
Oh, God.
And they still think that women can't vote or shouldn't be allowed to. Okay, let me fucking...
What the hell did women do to you?
Exactly. And people...
They're the ones that gave birth to us.
Exactly. If it weren't for women, we wouldn't be here. And let me tell you, women could do a hell of a lot better at certain things.
Sure you're in the band too, so I guess...
Yeah.
Still, we need to vote for them, man.
Exactly. And in some cases, women could do a fuck ton better than us men. Let me tell you something. I have played with some girl gamers, on, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and they're a lot better than I am. And that's another thing. They think women shouldn't have technology because that's dangerous.
And then,
women shouldn't.
You'll get guys that say, "Oh, you got beat by a girl," and it's like, really? Like, come on.
Like, honestly, yeah. And that, and that's another thing. Like, there are some guys on a team as well. They could be guys and girls on the same team. So I got beat by both. And what does it matter? And with politics, again, what the fuck does it matter?
If I got beat by me or by a girl.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't understand what politics is even doing anymore. Why people can't just, again, get along with each other and, like, why are we fighting so much over something so stupid?
Thank you for your support during this transition.
I mean,
Your
okay.
segment continues to inspire us.
Now, let's just say this, guys and gals. Politics, in my personal opinion, politics have gotten so fucking bad that I honestly want this world to end so that we don't have to worry about politics ever again. You don't have to worry about all the corruption and all the bad things that are happening in this world. And I get it.
And then just into the lucid dream world where you can do whatever. I've been there, and sometimes it freaks me out. I'm like, wait, so where? My stuff?
Yeah. Honestly, I think whenever you dream, that's the only real time you can do whatever you want and be whoever you want. Like.
But pretty much when it comes to dreams with me, it feels like I'm almost like watching just like a movie, like I'm just watching things happen, and I don't really feel as in control. But
yeah,
that one lucid dream I explained where, well, you guys don't know about it, but basically, I was basically trying to doze off and go to sleep. Again, I woke up from another kind of lucid dream where I was inside like this building and shit. And pretty much what happened is that, like, I was like, oh, I'm lucid dreaming. And then I just became self-aware and woke up. But the next time I went to sleep, that same night, I literally saw, like, as if I was, like, just sleeping within a dream or something.
Yeah.
I saw passing lights, all of that, and I was like, huh? And that is what woke me up and made me listen. I was in a car. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Where am I? And then all of a sudden, I just looked over, and then I'm like, well, since this is a dream, I decided to attack the guy right next to me.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And it was weird, because I saw, like, passing lights and shit. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, that ain't normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just think politics need to be fixed. Our government needs to change. All these things that used to be a thing should no longer be a thing. And I think politics is fucking stupid. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. Sure, we have different opinions on what needs to be done for our country, but don't we all just want what's best for it at the end of the day? Like, it doesn't really matter who's wrong or right. And honestly, I'm going to quote Michael Jackson with his song Beat It. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Because it really doesn't.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, and it also doesn't matter who's wrong or right.
Man, I would love to hang out with Michael Jackson if he was still alive.
Yeah, he would be a fucking awesome person to hang out with, I would say. He had a lot of good viewpoints and stuff like that in his songs and music as a whole, and I think kind of changed a little bit of what music is today because of that. And also, I just think that, again, a lot of things need to change. Otherwise, and honestly...
And the same thing that, like, Mudar said when he was, like, talking about buying some video games, that back in, like, 2008, where the internet was a little bit, like, kind of younger, everyone got along just fine until everyone started having the freedom of doing whatever they want kind of internet. It just all spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And also, why do you think there's a lot of and why do you think Xbox Live got a bad reputation back in the day for a lot of haters and people that were talking a lot of shit? Was because of that, honestly. Now...
Yeah, because I always thought, even as a kid, that just older people that play video games just talk shit and all that. That's just kind of what I've seen.
Yeah.
So, but,
yeah.
Not everyone.
Yeah. But anyways, guys and gals, that's gonna be it for this video. Now that I basically pissed off. Yeah. Now that I basically pissed off the majority of the world with like
and
these.
Also, and also the kids that are watching this video. Well, keep watching if you want. Don't. If your parents tell you otherwise, just tell them it's fine.
Yeah. But anyways, guys and gals, like I said, that's gonna be it for this video. Now I think I've officially pissed off everybody. I've pissed off people that are religious. I've pissed off, you know, people that are hardcore in the fucking politics. I've pissed off parents, and I've probably pissed off some children, which I don't give a shit about.
And yeah, to the parents out there, we can make whatever kind of content we want.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, that's gonna be it for this video, guys and gals. If you like this video, give this video a like. If not, it's fine too. Honestly, assuming I still have some fucking audience left after all these videos. But what are your thoughts on all this? What exactly do you think needs to happen to our government? Because I know what I'm thinking, because I made a whole fucking video about it.
We're not saying not to have politics, you know.
Yeah.
But like change that. You know, it doesn't say that we don't need religion or anything.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, there's certain religions out there. There's a lot of different religions, so
yeah.
Believe in whatever you want to believe. You know, pretty much what I would say the whole point is that people need to just agree to have an opinion on whatever religion they want.
Yeah.
So,
and at the end of the day,
against religion or this person or whatever. So.
Yeah. We're basically, yeah, we're not saying that you should, you know, stay with one side, or I mean, you could be whoever you want. You can do whatever you want, say whatever you want. Ultimately, you know, you can be as religious as you want. You can be as little religious as you want. Like, I'm not religious at all. I don't believe in heaven, hell, God, or anything like that. But I have some friends that are hardcore into that kind of thing, you know. And at the end of the day, you know, as long as you respect my opinions on the whole thing and you respect my viewpoints on certain things.
Yeah, that's what it could be. I think there's probably multiple gods out there. You know, there definitely could be.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Also, you know, I do. Like, the reason why I kind of believe there's heaven, because there's good in the world and then there's bad in the world. And heaven is good and then hell is evil. So,
yeah.
It's like, basically, two things in common. So, we're basically in the middle between heaven and hell, pretty much, on this planet Earth. But if you go to heaven, you get whatever the fuck you want, you get to do everything. And, like, for example, if you could just say that, oh man, I wish I had some chicken and nuggets. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, all these.
Hell, well, shit.
Yeah.
That's all I was.
I honestly, my thoughts on all this, I actually kind of think that, you know, Satan's not that bad of a guy. Yes, he tortures you, but you deserve it, honestly. If you go to hell, you deserve to be tortured. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Satan doesn't exactly, you know, he's just doing his job, you know, so we should give the man credit.
Technically, God banished him to that dark realm and just decided to take it over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyways, guys.
So they just get tortured by the demons in general for their, you know, punishment of what they've done on Earth. So, yeah, I would say God is punishing them. So,
in a way, yeah.
Not saying God is Satan. Oh, yeah. No.
Well, the Doomslayer is. Oh, he's fucking Dark Lord. Anyways, guys and gals, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you like this video, give this video a like. If not, it's fine too. Like I said, you're free to do whatever you want, believe whatever you want, you know, political views or religious views or whatever. You know.
Oh. You will not say that. No,
Yeah.
real.
And again,
Oh,
don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the whole damn thing, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon down below to get notified of my future uploads and live streams and whatever the fuck else I do. Follow me on Twitch, because I do a lot of live streaming on there occasionally. Well, actually, occasionally I do, not all the time, but I do live streaming on there occasionally. And yeah, so as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, people.
Peace out, people.
And
bro
hoof. Bam! Oh shit, I probably should not be doing that when I'm killing zombies. Ooh, that could have ended badly.
Right.